Yeah.
Here's on 69 and 74. What you want? You'll warm up here in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Well, this side's on 60. Should I turn it up a little on that side? 69. Y'all grab an extra blanket down there. One single jackpot. Watch out. She's on the second page. Lynn from Miller. Yellow ear tag 53.
All right, everybody want inside? Turn that up, Andy, please, sir. Everybody on inside, come on in, get a good seat, and let's go. Everybody on inside, here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Blackboard to start with. Got a little problem. Everybody 160 now one. Everybody one. Money 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 66. 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. 169, 70, 1, 2, 3, 2 now 3. 172 now 3 now 3. 172, Marty 17, Marty 17. It's happening. 163, 4, 3, 4, money, 4, 5, 66, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 70, 1, 1, 2, 73, 4, 5, 6, 77, 7, 176, Lone Star 1. Oh, watch him. It's happening. 133, now 4. 133, now 4. Now 4, money 4. 5, 30, 5, 36, 7, not a bit of 7, not a bit of 7. 138, 38, 38, 39, $9, 40, 140, 140, 81, able to 1, 1, able to 1, able to 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, bit of 2. 141, now 2, $2, $2, $2, $2, $2, 141, Marty, number 25, Marty 25. Andy, tell him watch him all the way. It's up and down. 140, able to $1, able to $1, 140 on the money now 1. 141, able to $1, able to $1, 141, 140, Marty 17, Marty 17. $170 now on. $170 on. $170 $170 now on. $170 on. Money one. Money one. $170 $170 Marty 45.
Bob Eppenauer and then that bull you were talking about.
It's happening. $167 $8 $68 on the money. 970 70 171 2 had $1 2 $1 3 73 4 4 173 Lone Star 1. Okay, Man City would be Sam. $178.9, $78.9, $999.9, $78.9, money's in, $980, $181, $181 2, $81 2, $3, $4, $5, $85, $184 Lone Star 1. Okay, a little bit crippled, not bad. It's having hand, $145 for $6, $145, $146, $6, 45 now 6 on the money, $6, $6, 45, 6, 46, $7, $7, 8, 48, 49, $9, 8, 9, 51, 51, 51, 51, 152, $2, 151 Marty 8. Having a hand, 105, 106, 105 on money, $6, $6, money's down, $6, 105, $106, $6, 7, $7, 8, 108, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 58, 9, 58, 9, 10, 110, 10, 10, 10, 10, 109, Marty 7. Here we go. Hey, have it on 160 now on $160 bond, able to $1, money's in 1, 2, 62, 3, now 3, now 3, now 4, 5, $6, $7, $8, $9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 77, 8, $9, 80, 1, 81, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 88, 187, Marty number. Marty 18. Marty 18. It happened 130 now, $1, 130, he would 1, 2, 4, 34, 36, 38, 40, 4, 6, 48, 159, 2, 4, 54, 56, 154 down, $6, $6, $6, 154, Marty 4, Marty 4, Marty 45, Marty 45. $110, $112 on the money. Now 12, 14, $116, 18, 20, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 32.5, 5, 37.5, 40, 2.5, now 5, now 7.5, now 50, now 2.5, 55, 7.5, 60, 2.5, 60, 2.5, 162.5, 160, show number 13, show 13. Got 8 scales here, boys, need a home. 7 hand, 145, 47, 145, 147, 145, 147, 140. We'll get them going here in a minute. Come on around here, girl. 145, 147, 145, 147, 7, not a bit, 7, not a 7, not a 7, not a 5, 7. 100, We'll get them where everybody can see them. 35, 37, 135, 137. 135, 137, 9, 139, $9, 39, 41, 43, 5, a bit of 7, a bit of 9, 9, 51, 53, 55, 55, 155, 155, 153, Fox 7. 153, Fox 7.
Watch out, Jody. This is that Gordon bypass. Six work, 516. 516. Yes, sir.
135, $36. 135, $36, $6, 35, $36. Okay, sell the cow. Sell the black cow. 125, $126. 125 on the money. $6, $6, selling the cow. 25, $26, $6, $6, 125. Marty 8, Marty 8. Marty 10, Andy, please. Okay, 135, $136. 135, $136. 135, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 140, keep it at 41. 2, but $1, 3, but 4, but 45. $146, 6, $7, 8, $8, $9, $9, 50, 151, 51, 51, 52, 53, but 4, but 5. 156, 157, 58, 58, 9, $60. 1, but 2, but 3, but 4, but 4. 163, Lone Star 1. 124, now 5. 124, now 5. It had been money. 5, it had been 24, now 5. 124, not a 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 124, Marty 10, Marty 10. So weigh the calf, weigh the calf. 550, now 5. 550, now 5. 550, now 5. 550 by the pound. Now money. Now 5. Now 60. Now 5. 565. 70. 5. 80. 580. 580. 580. 580. 585. 85. 90. 90. 90. 590. 585. Tom 3. It happened 145, 146, $45, money 6, $6, $6, 47, not a bit of 7, not a bit of 8, 48, 49, 150, 150, now 1, 2, 2, now 2, now 2, now 2, 151, Marty 25. I'm fine, whatever you want. Cool, whatever you want. Okay, Mercer couch. 136, 37, 36, 37 dollar. 136, 7, not about 36, money, 7, not about debate, 7. 136, now 7, now 7, not 7, not 7, not 7, not about 8, dollar, 8, dollar, 8. 30 guy, 37, 30 guy, 39, dollar, 9, now 40, 140, 1, 1, 2, 2, dollar, 2, now 2, now 2, now 2, now 3. 142, 3, 33, 3, 142, Marty, 25. Okay, Wayne forever. 305, 307, 305, 307, 305, 307, money, 7, 7, 7, 305, 307, 307, 7, not a 7, not a 7, not a 9, 309. Okay, sell the solid back. 305, 307, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 323, 323, Troy won. He got the black one. Okay, watch your mouth just a little bit. Maybe a little bit off. 216, now 2.5. 216 on the money. Now 2.5. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 260, 2.5. 2.5. 260. Troy won. Total 177, $8, $8, money guy, $9, 80, $1, $2, $3, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 89, 188, 999, 9, 188, Lone Star 1. $3.95, now $4, money 4, 5, $10, $15, $4.20, $4.25, $30, $4.30, $25, $30, $30, $30, $4.30, $4.25, capital 45. Senator 290, now 5, 290, 5, 290 on money, now 5, now 295, $3, $3, $3, $3, 5, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 315, 315, 310, capital 94. It's happening at $2.95, $2.95, $2 now money, 5, 10, 10, 210, 15, 15, 220, now 5, 30, 235, 35, 35, 40, 240, 240, now 5, 50, 55, 255, 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 250, Brian Hoffman. Sell black heifer with the tag. $2.60 now 5, 260 now 5, black heifer, 260 now 5, 260 now 5, 5, 5, 5, $260 $5, $5, 260 now 5, 220 now 5, 220 now 5, 225, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 220, 35, 40, 240 now 5, 250, 50 now 50 now 50 now 50, 50, 245, Javier, number 3, Javier 3, 270 now 5, 270, now 5, 270, so one of them, Jody. 270, your choice, 70, now 5, money 5, 275, 270, now 5, 275, Brian Hoffman. 70 here, $2.20, now 5, $220, now 5, 220, now 5, $220, 5, 5, 5, 5, 220, now 5, 220, now 5, money 5, 30, 235, 40, 5, 240, 5, 240, Javier 3, Javier 3. Hell, the big one, $2.95, $2 now 5, 205, money 5, 205, 10, 210, 15, 20, 220, now 5, 230, 5, 35, 40, 5, 245, 50, 255, 255, 60, 260, 260, now 5, 265, 260, Troy, number 44, $2 now 5, $2 now 5, money 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 235, 40, 5, 50, 55, 255, 255, 65, 70, 275, 80, 280, 80, 80, 280, 280, 275. Shoat number 23. Shoat 23. 17, but a 330, now 2.5, 5, but a 335, 332, 9.5, 7.5, 40, but a 2.5, but a 5, but a 345, 342, 9.5, 5, 5, 5, but a 5, 342.5, Nolan 26, 56, Nolan 5, 6. So big one, 260, now 2.5, 5, 260, 2.5, 5, 265, 2.5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 260, 2.5, Nolan 27. 7.5, $5 now, $5 now, 5. On the money now, $5 now, 5. 10, 10, 15, 20, 5, 20, 5, 30, 5, 40, 5, 45, 50, 5, 55, 5, 60, 5, 60, 5, 55, Ritter. Steers. Okay, got in here last night. 275, 7.5, 80, 280, 2.5, 7.5, 290, 2.5, 9, 7, now $3, 2.5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 15, 315, 17.5, now 20, but 20, 2.5, 320, 2.5, 325, 25, 25, 25, 25, 325, 322.5, Simpson 38. Two more, pick two you like. Two or more. 160, now 2.5. $160, 2.5. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 2.5. On the money, pick two you like. 160, 2.5. 160, now 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 160, Tom 1. So, sell a Hornman. Hold your ticket. Sell a Hornman. Happening $1 down, 2.5. $1 on the money. Now 2.5. $100, 2.5. 102.5. 102.5. 102.5. 2.5. 2.5. $1 pound, Tom 1 on the scales. One head, Tom 1 on the scales. Okay, black ball face steer. 7 390 now 5 390 black ball face 390 now 5 money 5 $4 $4 5 but a bit of 10 and a bit of 10 15 bit of 20 425 30 bit of 5 but a bit of 40 bit of 440 440 440 435 Cliffy 4. Sell a Hornman. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. $2 that red one. $2 now 5. 205. 205 money 5. 205. 205. 205. 205. 205. 205 10. 210. 15. 215. 215. 215. 215. 15. 15. 20. 220. 220. 220. 215. Brian Hoffman. Hefferkind $3 now 5. $3 now 5. $3 now money 5. 305. 305. 5 5 5 5. 5. 10. 15. 20. 5. 325. 320. Capital 90. Capital 59. Capital 59. Okay, two big heifer calves. Two big ones. 316 now 5. 316 now 5. Money 5. It had been about 316 now 5. 365. 5 5. Two big ones. 365 and about 5. 360. Troy number 11. But on 58, is that right, Glenn? But they're in the same pen. Capital 58 on in the alley. Okay, well, there's a little one here. 380 now 5. 380 now 5. 380 now 5. 38 on the money now 5. 35 90 95. But a bit of $4 bit of 5. 405 10 15 bit of 15 20 bit of 5. But a bit of 425 30 430 430 430 425 Ritter. $7.5, $2.16, now 2.5, $2.16, now 2.5, 5, 7.5, $2.67.5, 70, but 2.5, but 5, but 75, 7.5, $2.77, 80, $2.80, 80, 2.5, but 2.5, 2.5, 85, 85, 2.85, 2.85, 2.85, 2.85, 2.80, 2.5, shoat number 8, shoat 8. You didn't bid? You didn't bid? Over there, 260 now, 2.5, 260 on money, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 260, and that'll be Troy, number 7.
Hold on. That one on, that ticket, I think you throw that ticket away.
Yeah, 260.
I've got it right here. I've got it. Was that ginger? What was the store number?
Those 2 yearling heifers. 2 red, white face heifers. Black ball-faced bull. $4.95. $4 on the money, not 5. $4.95. 5, but 10, and $10, 10. 14, 15, 15, 20, but 5, but 30, but 5, but 40, 440, not 5, but 5, 440, Troy, 4. 7.5, 440, now 5. 440, now 5, 5, but 440, now 5, money 550, 455, but 60, but 5, but 465, 460, now 5, 460, Ritter. Still the big one. $7.5, $2.50 down, 2.5, 5, 250, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 260, 2.5, 9, 5, 9, 7, 70, but 270, 270, but 70, 70, 70, 2.5, 2.5, 25, 75, 75, 75, 270, 2.5, Nolan 29. $7.5, but $3 down, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 7.5, but 20, 320, 320, 320, 320, 317.5, Nolan 26. Got a big steer. 270 now, 2.5. 270, 2.5, but 5, 7.5, 80, 2.5, 85, 87, 90, 2.5, 90, 2.5, 290, 2.5, 95, 97, $3. $3, $3, $3, 297.5, Nolan 29. $160 now 5 on the money now 5. $160 now 5. 5, 5, $5. 165 70. 175 80. 5 90 195 $2 $2 5 205 205 205 205 $2 Tom 1. All right, wing 90 days, had a 7-way shot in triangle 10. 7.5, 310, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 12.5, money 12.5, 12.5, 15, 317.5, 317, 20, 20, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 5, 325, 325, 322.5, capital number 94. All right, wing 6 months and been wormed with Ivanmac. 345 now 50, 345 money 55, 355 60, 5, 70, 5, 80, 385, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 380, Simpson 5. All right, had a black leg shot. It's $7.5, $3.70, now 5, 370 on the money, 5, 80, 5, 90, 5, $4, 5, 10, 15, 420, 20, now 5, 425, 25, 25, 420, Simpson 5. Sell 2 little one, 2 little. Sell 2 little ones. Win over a month. 7 here, $4.95. $4 money, 5, $4.95. 10, 15, 15, 20, 420, 415, now 20, now 5, 30, 430, 27, 30, 430, 432 and a half, 432 and a half, 435, 5, 7 and a half, 40, 2 and a half, 442 and a half, 440, capital 45, 7 here, 350, now 5, 350 on money, now 5, 65, 575, 375, 80, 85, 90, 95, $4, 405, 10, 15, 15, 410, Cliffy, 4, 3, 290, 95, 290, 95, 290, 295, 95, 95, 297, hey, now $3, 295, 305, 305, 305, 302 and a half, 5, 302 and a half, Nolan 26. All right, winning 90 days. It's $7.5, $3 now, $5, $3, 2.5, 302 and a half, money, 5, 3, 7 and a half, 10, 3, 10, 12 and a half, 3 and 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, 3, 7 and a half, 20, 3, 20, 2 and a half, 5, 25, 27 and a half, 3, 30, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 40, 2 and a half, 5, 47 and a half, 3, 47 and a half, 3, 45, Troy 1. $7.5, $3, 40 now, 2 and a half, 3 and 40 now, 2 and a money, 2 and a half, 3, 4, 2 and a half, now 2 and a half, 42 and a half, 5, 47 and a half, 50, 350, 2 and a half, 5, 357 and a half, 357 and a half, 357 and a half, 60, 360, 2 and a half, now 5, 7 and a half, 70, 370, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 377 and a half, 80, 2 and a half, 82, 5, 7 and a half, 90, 2 and a half, 95, 97 and a half, $4, 2 and a half, 5, 47 and a half, 7 and a half, 405, Cliffy 4. $3.20, now 2 and a half, 329 money, 2 and a half, 5, 25, 7 and a half, 3, 27 and a half, 330, 30, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 35, 7 and a half, 3, 40, 42 and a half, 14, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 340, Troy 1, $2.50 now 5, 250 now 5, 250 now 2 and a half, 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 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 220, 2 and a half, 220, 2, 5, 25, 222 and a half, Reese number 2. Okay, House and Fluke, Eldorado, Texas, have been winning 30 days, had a triangle 5 and 7-way. 340 now 5, 340 now 5. Good ones here on the money now 5. 345, 50, 350 now 5, 355, 355, 60, 5, 65 now 5, 2 now 5, 360, 257 half, 7, 70, 370, 2 and a half, 2 5, 75, 7 half, 80, 2 and a half, 85, 7 half, 90, 390, 9, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 390, capital number 92. Okay, weaned a month. Next 6 head, weaned 30 days. Two big ones, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 now money, 5, 10, 15, 25, 325, 330, 5, 40, 55, 355, 60, 365, 70, 370, 360, 75, 370, Nolan 56, 390 now 5, 390 now 5, money 5, 395, got the money now 5, $4, 4 and 5, 10. 15, 415, 20, 5, 425, 420, Cliffy 4. Okay, hey, Andy and Allie, give the Nolan to capital 34. $380, 95, 380, 95, 380, 95, money, 5, 380, 55, 85, 90, 90, 95, 95, 95, 4, 5, 10, 15, 415, 415, 410, capital number 35. Having a big one, $3 now 5. $3, 2 and a half, big heifer on the rail there, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 305, 305, 305, 305, 7 and a half, 7, 8, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17, 20, 320, 317 and a half, capital 94. $7, $3, 70, now 5, 370 on the money, now 5, 80, 95, 95, 95, 395, 390, Troy 3. 7.5, 320, now 2.5, 320, now 2.5, money, 2.5, 320, now 2.5, 320, 2.5, out to go, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, better 320, 2.5, 320, 2.5, 320, 2.5, 320, capital number 17. Okay, watch him, Andy. Okay, boys, they're way back in the fall, and they've had a subway shot.
Yes, Daryl Davis. I got all from
305, 37 half, 7, 8, 10, 8, 8, 10, 7 half, 10, 3, 10, 3, 10, 3, 12 and a half, now 15, 17, 19, 20, 3, 20, 20, 22 and a half, 2 and a half, 3, 25, 22 and a half, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 25, 3, 25, 3, 22 and a half, Nolan 26. Okay, sell two little ones. 280, not 2.5, 280, not 2.5, 85, 282 and a half, 5, 85, 85, 2, 7.5, now 90, now 2.5, 95, 95, 95, 295, 295, 95, 95, 95, 292 and a half, capital 41. Seven here, $2, now 50, now 2.5, 250, now 2.5, $250, 2.5, 250, 2.5, 250 now money 2.5, 25, 55, 7.5, 60, 260, 2.5, 2.5, 25, 55, 7.5, 7.5, 70, 270, 270, 270, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 270, 2.5, 270, shoat number 8. 7.5, 305, 307 half, 35, 3. Okay, hold one big one if you need to. 3, 5, 7 half, 7, 8, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 79, 3, 79, 20, 29, 25, 25, 22 and a half, now 5, 25, 25, 25, 25, 322 and a half, capital number 57. Forehead. Capital 57.
Riley Waldrop.
No, he's steer. Tell us slick steer there. $7, $3.95, $3.95, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 5, 40, 3, 40, 40, 40, 40, 335, capital 17. 7, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, 330 on money, now 5, 335, 330, now 5, 40, 345, 340, Troy, number 1. Tell yellow one, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 3 and 5, 10, 3, 5, 7, 8, 307, 7, 305, Nolan 26. Hurricane 7, 350 now 5, 350 now 5, money 5, 355, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 355, 350, Troy number 3. All right. Hey, Andy. All right. Next. 52 head. They've been weaned 6 months. Had 2 rounds triangle 10. Had 7 way with somnus and 1 round of multi-men. Been wormed with safeguard. Bob Epinar. Was weaned 6 months. 2 rounds of shots. But you talk about condition on them now. They will get up and do something for you. 415, now 20, 415, now 20. On the money, now 20, 415, now 20, 425, 430, 30, now 30, now 5, now 5, 40, 440, 445, and then 550, 450, 55, 55, 460, 60, 57 half, 460, now 2.5, 465, 467 half, 70, 470, 2.5, 2.5, 7 half, 480, 480, 2.5, 480, 2.5, 85, 7.5, 487, 90, 490, 2.5, 490, 2.5, 25, 55, 490, 2.5, 495, 95, 95, 95, 492 and a half, Simpson 50. Boys, they are dried out and they will do it all. 450 now 5, 450 now 5, money 5, 455, 60, 5, 70, 5, 480 now 5, 85 at 90, 90, 490, 495, 495, $5, $5, 505, 510, 510, 15, 515, 550, 20, 5, 25, 530, 30, 35, 35, 35, 35, 30, 525, Simpson 50. 370, 95, 370, 95, money, 5, 375, 80, 80, 55, 305, 90, 95, 95, $4, 5, $4, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 20, 420, 415, now 20, 20, 20, 20, 420, 420, 420, 420, 415, Simpson 55. Simpson 55. 7.5, 480, now 5, 490, but about 5, 480, now 5, 480, now, you hold one, Jody? Hold one, everybody, 480, now 5, money 5, 480, now 5, 90, 490, now 5, 95, 95, $5, $5, $5, 5, 505, 10, 510, 10, 15, 515, 20, 520, now 5, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 525, 525, 525, 520, Troy 4. 7, $4 now 5, 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 5, 360 now 5, on the money now 5, 365, 70, 375, 370, Brian Hoffman. 290, now 5, 290, now 5, 290, now 5, 95, 95, money 5, 295, now $3, $3, now 5, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 20, 320, 5, 320, now 5, 320, 295, 25, 25, 295, 7, 30, 330, 2.5, 2.5, 330, capital 90. That's 7.5, but it's 7, 60, now 5, 260 on the money, now 5, now 70, now 5, 80, 285, 90, 295, $3, now 5, 10, 10, 305, 10, 305, show number 8. Put on cap 94, cap 94. Okay, hold the slicker for if you need to. 330, now 5. 330 on them. You do it 35. Money 5. 340, 40, now 5. 50, 50, now 50, now 5. 355, 60, 5, 65. 70, 5, 375, 80, 85, 85, 90, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95. 390, Troy number 21. Hereford by the scale, 310, now 15, 310, 50, 50, money, 15, 310, 15, 20, 20, now 5, 30, 330, now 5, now 40, now 5, 45, 345, 340 on the scales, capital 90. Okay, had an 8-way shot. Next 8 head. Seven here, 310, $3.95, money 5, 10, 15, 15, 15, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 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 310, Nolan, 56, Nolan, 56. Africans, seven hay, but $2.90 now 5, $2.90 on money now 5, $95, $95, $3, $3, 5, 305, 310, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 5, 335, 40, 5, 340, Troy 1. Sell one big one, one big one. Hold the big, hold the big. Sell two little ones there. 350 now 5. 350 on the money now 5. 65, 75, 375, 80, 5, and 3 to 5, 85, 90, 390, 95, 95, 95, 95, $4, $4, 5, 4, 5, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 410, capital 35, capital 35, 320 now 5, 320 on my 30, 30, 30, 330, 325, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 325, Nolan 56, Nolan 5-6. Sell one bull. 7 half, $3.95, $3 money, 5, but $3.95, $3.05, selling one bull, $3.95, 5, $3, Nolan 26, 7 hand. 7 here, 7 half, 320, now 5, 320, now 5, 320, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, $2 money, 2 and a half, 320, 25, 25, 25, 25, 7 half, 327 and a half, 27, 7 half, 30, 330, 30, 30, 30, 330, 327 and a half, capital 94. Had 8-way shot, 8-way shot. 7 or 290, now 2 and a half, 290, but debate 2 and a half, 90, 2 and a half, 290, 2 and a half, 290, but debate 2 and a half, 292, money 2 and a half, 290, but debate 2 and a half, but debate 2 and a half, but debate 2 and a half, 290, 2 and a half, 290, capital 94. Okay, boys, have been next 10 head, win 75 days. 7 half, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, 5, 5, money 5, 40, 40, now 5, 345, 50, 50, 50, 50, 350, 355, 355, 55, 55, 55, 355, 355, 355, 350, Troy 21. $315, not 20, $315, not 20, $315, not 20, 20, 20, $315, not 20, on the money, not 20, $315, not 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 320, $315, Troy number 1. $7 here, $3.70, 5, 370 in money, 5, 75, 375, 370 now 5, out they go, 5, 80, 75, 370, Troy number 21. Look at that, 7-way and triangle 10. Cristovo. Two blacks, 7 half, 330, now 5, 330 on money, now 5, 35, 35, 40, 340, now 5, 50, 55, 355, 355, 55, 55, 55, 350, Troy number 1. 7 here, 290, now 5, 290, now 5, 290, now 5, 290, now 5, 290, but debate 5, 295, 95, 95, 95, 95, 290, now 5, 95, 95, 95, 270, now 5, on the money, now 5, 275, 75, 75, 75, 270, capital 56. All right, weigh the cow. 120 now one, 120, here to $1 one, 120 now one, here to $1 one, here to $1 one, 120 now one, 120, here to $1 one, here to $1 one, here to 120 to 1, 15, 16, 115 on the money, 16, 15, 16, 15, 16, 16, 115, Marty, 10, Marty, 10. Marty 7, Marty 7. 315, 79, 315, 79. On the money, 17 half, 20, 2 and a half, now 5, 25, 27 half, 330, 2 and a half, 5, 37 half, 40, 340, 340, 340, 337 half, Troy 1. That little red heifer. 7 here, 390, now 5, 390, now 5, but 390, now 5, 390, now 5, 395, 95, 95, but 95, 95, 95, 5, 395, 95, 95, 95, 95, 390, Ritter, 390, Ritter. Over there, 7 here, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 350, on the money, now 5, 60, 5, 70, 5, 375, 375, 75, 75, 370, Troy, 3. 7 here, $2.50 now 5, 250 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 now 5, 555, 255, 255, 255. Oh, what you got, Gilbert? Hold her just a minute. Okay, Jim Coleman over there. 250 now 5. 215 bid price. 255. 240 now 5. On the money 5. 240 bid price. 245. 240. Tom 3. $280.95, $280.95, $280.95, $280.95, $280.95, $280.95 at $280.55, $285, $85, $85 money 5, $285, $280.95, $90, $95, $95, $95, $295, $3, 5, $305, $305, $305, $3 Tom 3, $3 Tom 3, 7 half, 310, 15, 79, 3, 17 half, 20, 320, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 320, 322 and a half, 2 and a half. Now 5 at 25, 27 and a half, 330, 30, 30, 30, 327 and a half, Nolan 56. Sun 2 head. 7 here, $4 now 5, $4 money 5, $4 now 5, $4 510, 410, 15, 20, 5, 425, 30, 30, 35, 435, 40, 45, 554, 55, 455, 65, 75, 80, 480, 80, 480, 475, that'll be capital 45. We sell one of them, Jody, 3. Your choice, 370, now 5. 370 on money, 5, 75, 1 or both. 375, 375, 80, 85, 385, 385, 90, 95, 95, $4, 5, 405, 10, 10, 50, 50, 50, 50, 20, 420, 420, 420, 415, capital 45. 7 hand, 340, now 5, 340, now 5, 340, now 5. On the money, 5, 340, now 5, 340, capital number 30, cap 45, cap 45. Sell the black, sell the black, sell the black, 310, 15, 310, on the money, 15, 310, black one, 315, 20, 320, now 5, 30, 5, 40, 5, 50, 350, 350, 350, 345, capital number 90. 7 and a half, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 money 5, 10, 3 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 20, 320 now 5, 325, 35, 35, 40, 5, 50, 350, 350, 345, capital 43, capital 43. All right, Wilfred Willie, they've been weaned 90 plus days, had co-vaccinate and Triangle 5 plus PHK, wormed with Sidectin. 7 had $3 now 5. 3 weaned 90 plus days, $3 now 5. 10, 35, 10, 15, 315, now 20, 20, 315, 20, 20, 20, 325, 325, 30, 330, now 5, 35, 335, 335, 35, 35, 35, 40, 340, 340, 340, 40, 37, 40, 340, 340, 337, capital 94. Kevin here, $4 now 5, 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 money, you do it, $4 money 5, 4, 5, 10, 4 and 10, $10, 15, 415, 415, 415, 415, 410, Troy, 5. Two more, 290, now 5. 290, now 5, now $3, $3, 2 or more, $3, $3, 295, $3, $3, 5, 5, 10, 3 and 10, 10 and 15, 15, 15, 15, 315, 315, 315, 315, 310, capital 94. 280 now 5, 280, 5, 280 now 5, 280 now 5, money 5, 280 now 5, 2 to 5, 85, 85, 85, 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 2 to 5, 280, capital 94. From Del Rio. Sell a steer, $3, now 5, money 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 335, 35, 35, 335, 335, 40, 340, 40, 335, Simpson, 37, with the 38. 38 together. Oh, sell a bull, 280 now 5, 280 on money now 5, 285, 285, 285, 85, 85, 285, 285, 285, 285, 280, and that'll be Nolan 27. Nolan 27. So one big one. 7.5, 320, now 2.5, 322, 5, 7.5, 30, 2.5, 32, 5, 35, 35, 335, 35, 35, 332 and a half, Simpson 37. 7.5, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 5, money 5, 350, now 560, 5, 70, 75, 75, 80, 380, 85, 90, 390, 85, 90, 90, 90, 90, 385, Cliffy 4. 7.5, 340, now 5, 340. Sell one of them, Jody, or not? Sell one of them, 45, 55, 60, 360, now 5, now 70, one of them, 370. Spin them one time. There you go. 370, 375, 375, 80, 85, 385, 90, 95, 95, 95, 95, 390, Simpson 55. 7.5, 330, now 5, 330 on the money 5, 35, 35, 40, 45, 50, 355, 355, 60, 360, 60, 355, Simpson 36. Say you like them here. What you? So the steer. So one steer, 380, now 5, 380, now 5, 90, 95, 95, $4, 5, 4, 5, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 25, 425, 25, 35, 435, 40, 440, now 5, 5, 45, 45, 45, 440, Troy 5. So, okay, hold the big one. You're buying 3 little ones there. 330, now 5. 330 on money, now 5. 40, 45, 50, 350, 355, 355, 60, 365, 360, Troy 1. $3.95. $3.95. $3.95. Money. $5. $3.95. 5, 10, in the minute 10, 15, in the minute 20, in the minute 5, in the minute 325, 25, 25, 25, 320, capped on 94. Seven, what do you got? One big one, 320, 95, 320, 95, 320, 95, 35, 40, 40, 95, 350, 50, 50, 350, 355, 355, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 350, Troy, 1. 7 right here. Over there, heifer, 7 at 360, now 5. 360, now money, now 5, and 360, now 5. 365, and 70, 75, 75, 80, 85, 385, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 390, 385, capped on 90. 420, now 5. 420 on the way to 530, 40, 450, 55, 455, 65, 465, 75, 75, 80, 85, 85, 85, 90, 95, 495, $5, now 5, 505, 505, 505, $5 Troy number 4. Oh. Okay, 2 rounds 7 way and 2 rounds of triangle 5. Weighing back October 17th. $3.70, 95, 370, 95, 80, 55, 85, 85, 90, 95, 95, 95, $4, $4.05, 405, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 415, 20, 420, 420, 420, 420, 420, 415, Simpson 55. 7 here, $3 now, 60 now 5, 360 now 5, money 5, 360 now 5, 70, 5, 80, 5, 85, 90, 95, 95, $4, $4.05, 405, 405, 405, 10, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 415, 410, Troy 4, 7 half, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 now 5. One of them, Jody, you sell one of them out, your choice. $3 on the money now 5. One or both. $3.95, $3.95, $3.95, $305, $305, $3. Troy number 4. One of them. 7 or 260 now 5. 260 now 5. 260 now 5. 260 now 5. $260 now 5. 260 on the money now 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 260 Tom 3. All right, Hagelstein cattle. From Sanderson, there's 38, 2 deals of them, about 78 of them altogether. Sell 3 or more, pick 3 you like. $3.40, now 5. $3.40, we sell 2 or more, Jody. 2 or more, $3.50, now 5. On the money 5. $3.55, $3.55, $3.55, 3. That's on 2 of them. $3.55, $3.55, $3.55, 5. Anybody else? 5, 5, 5, 5. $3.50, Troy number 4. 7 here, $3 now 5. 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 $3 5. 5, 5. 270 now 5. On the money now 5. 275. 80. 280 now 5. 285. 85. 90. 290. 95. 95. 95. 295. $3. $3. $3. 305. 305. 305. 10. 10. 10. 10. 15. 15. 15. 315. Ever go right along him. 315. 20. 320. 320. 320. 320. 315. Brian Hoffman. He wants him. $7 here, $3.70 now 5. $3.70 now 5. $3.70 now 5. $3.70 now 5. Money 5. You do it. $3.75 money 5. $3.70 now 5. $3.75. 75. 75. 75. 75. 3.75. 80. $3.80. $3.85. $3.85. How'd the big one go if you want it? $3.85. $3.85. $3.80. Brian Hoffman. He wants him. 7 here, $3, now 5. $3, now 5. $3, now 5. $3 now money 5. $3 money's in, now 5. 305. 305, 5, 5, 10. 3, 10, 15. 3, 15, 20. 325. 325, 25, 30, 35, 335, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 330, Tom 3. 7 here, $3, now 5, $3, now 5, $3, now 5, $3 money 5, 3 and 5, 305, 305, 5, 10, 3 10, $10, 15, 3, 15, 20, 20, 320, now 5, now 30, now 30, now 330, 5, 35, 35, 40, 40, now 5, 345, 50, 350, 50, 50, 55, 355, 365, 75, 80, 85, 85, 90, 385, 90, 90, 90, 385, capital 42. 310, 12 and a half, 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 310, 312 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 290, now 2 and a half, 290, 25, 7 and a half, 297 and a half, $3, $3, 2 and a half, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, right here, 302 and a half, 5, 305, 7 and a half, 37 and a half, 10, $10, 10, 310, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 20, 20, 2 and a half, 5, 25, 27 and a half, 330, 30, 30, 30, 30, 330, 327 and a half, capital number 17. Okay, big slick on the rail there. 240, now 5. 240, now 2 and a half. Big slick one going out. 240, now 2 and a half. 240, now 2 and a half. 240, now 2 and a half. $2, now 2 and a half. 2, 2 and a half, 5. 205, 7 and a half. 7 and a half, 10. 10, 12 and a half. 12 and a half, 15. 15, 17 and a half. 20, 220, 220, 220, 217 and a half. Reese number 2. 270, now 2 and a half, 270, 25, 7 and a half, 80, 2 and a half, 85, 87 and a half, 90, 290, 2 and a half, 95, 95, 297 and a half, 297 and a half, $3, $3, 2 and a half, 302 and a half, 5, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, 20, 20, 320, 317 and a half, Nolan 56. So 2 bulls over there, 2 bulls, 7 and a half, $3 now, 2 and a half. On the money, 2 and a half, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 25, 305, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 17 and a half, 317 and a half, 315, Nolan 56. $70, $40 now 5, $40 now 5, 240 on the money now 5, 245, 240 now 5, 555, 45, 45, 45, 240 Nolan 29. $3 now 5. Okay, hold on everybody. $3 now 5, money 5. 305, 350 now 5. 355, money 5. 355, 60, 360 now 5. Now 70, 375. 80, 80, 80, 80, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 380, Troy 11. $3 now 5. $3 now money 5. Got the money, now 5, $3 now 5, 10, 3 10, 15, 20, 325, 30, now 5, now 40, now 5, now 55, 60, 360, 355, 360, 55, 60, 60, 360, 355. Show number 1, 21, is that right? Show 21. Three or more. Okay, so 2 or more, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, 2 or more, $3 now money 5, 3 5 10, 3 10 10 10 15, 3 15, 3 15, 3 15, 3 15, 20, 20 20 20, 3 15 now 20, 3 15 now 20, 20, 3 20, 3 15, capital number 58. 216 now 5. 260 on the money now 5 at a 216 now 5. 216 now 5 at a out to go. 570 but a 275. 80 285 285 285 285 285 90 295 295 95 95 290 Tom 3. Silver black heifer. $2.95. $2 black one, $2 now 5. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. Okay, you're buying 2 head. Pick 2 you like. $2 now 5. 10, 15, 215, 220, 220, 215, 20, 215, 20, 20, 20, 220, 220, 220, 215. Brian Hoffman. Is that right? Right there. So the dark red. 280, 180, now 2, 180, now 2, 182, 182, 4, 84, 86, 88, 92, 4, 94, 96, 98, 98, $2, 2 and a half, 2, 2 and a half, 25, 205, 205, 205, 205, 2, 2 and a half, 205, 205, 205, 7 and a half, 2, 7 and a half, 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 215, 215, 215, 212 and a half, Javier 3. Second check in. Okay, hold 2 head. You're buying 4 head. $3.79.5. $3.70 on the money, not 5. $3.75. And when I say it, $3.75. $3.75. $3. 375, 80, 80, 80, 38, 38, 38, 85, 85, 85, 85, 90, 390, 95, 95, 95, $4, $4, $4, $4, 405, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 415, 15, 20, 425, 30, 5, 35, 40, 5, 445, 50, 450, 450, 450, 445, capital number 42. 7.5, $3. Cap 45. Cap 45. Right here, $3 now 5. 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 $2.80 now 5. Money 5. 95. $2.95. $3, $3 5, $3 5, $3 now 5, 10, 310, 15, 15, 15, 20, 320 now 5, 325, and a 30, 30, 30, 30, 330 now 30, 325 Brian Hoffman. 330 now 5, 330 now 5. On the money now 5, 335, 35, 35, 35, 335, 35, 35, 335, 330 Troy number. Give Brian Hoffman. Two or more. 440 now 5. 440 now 5. 2 of them. 440 on money now 5. 445. 440 now 5. 50. 455. 455. 60. 460. 60. 455 Ritter. Here, $4 now 5. $4 now 5. $4 now 5. $4 now 5. $4 money's in 5. $4 5. $4 5. $4 5. 10. 410 15. 20. 425. 30. 430. 425 Ritter. $7.5, 180 now 2.5, 180 now money 2.5, 180 2.5, 2.5, 82.5. Got the money on both of them. 82.5, 182.5, 85, 7.5, 92.5, 95, 97.5, $2, $2, $2, $197.5. Reese number 2. 7.5, 140 now 5, 140 now 5, 140 on the money now 5, 140 now 5, 150, 150, 155, 155, 60 now 5, now 70 now 5, 80, 185, 90, 195, $95, $2, $5, 205, 10, 210, 15, 20, 220, 220, 220, 220, 215, show 200, show 200. Going out over there, 145, 7.5. On the money, 7.5. 145, 147.5. 145, 7.5. 147, 7.5, 50. 152.5. 152.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 150, Tom 5, Tom 5, 7.5, 310, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 310, on the money, 12.5, 312.5, 312.5, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 312.5, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 315, 312.5, that'll be Troy 5, Troy 5. 7 here, 320, now 5, 320, now 5, 320, now 5, 320, now 5, 320, now 5. We'll get him going. There you go. 320, now 5. 320, now 5. 320. Okay, Charlotte, many more you want. 330, now 5. Money 5. So Charlotte, many more you want. 330, now 5. 335, 335, 330. Troy, number 11. Seven here, $3, now 2.5, 302.5 on the money, now 2.5, 302.5, 302.5, 302.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 302.5, 302.5, $3, Tom 3. Okay, pick one choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7.5, 350, now 5. 350 now. Your choice. 350 on the money 5. 355, 55, 55, 355. Your choice. 355, 355 now 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 350. Troy 11. Three 350 Wilford Wildy on 3 Ed. Yes, ma'am, 350. 3 Ed. Okay, hold the last one that came in. We hold 2 of them, Jody? Hold 2 of them. 290 now 5. 290 on money now 5. 295. You're buying 3 at 290 now 5. 290 now 5. $3, $3, $5. 310, 310, 310, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, 10, 15, 315, 315, 315, 310. Troy number 1. Up right here, 240 now 5. 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 240, 2.5. 220, 2.5. On the money, 2.5. 220, 2.5. 222, 5. 27.5. 227.5. 227.5. 7.5. 7.5. 227.8. 225. Reese, number 3. Yard with the 2s. Reese 3. $3 now, 2.5. $3 now, 2.5. $3 now, 2.5. $2.5. $3 now, 2.5. $3. Sell 2 of them, Jody. Sell 2 of them. $3 on the money now, 2.5. 302.5. 32.5 on 2 of them. 302.5. 302.5. $3. Troy number 21. They're right here, $2.50 now 5. 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 $2.55. $2.20 now 5. On the money, $5.30. $2.30 now 5. $2.35. $40 now 5. $2.50. $2.55. $2.60. $2.60. $2.65. $2.70. $2.70. $2.65. Tom 3. Oh, it's a different story here. You like them.
Yeah.
Oh, there, $3 now, 2.5. $3 now, 2.5. On the money, 2.5. 3, 7, 8, 10, 12, 9, 15, 17, 9, 20, 320, 320, 320, 20, 320, 317 half, capital 94. We ain't vaccinated.
We don't have a record.
330 now 2.5. 330 now 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. Money 2.5. 330 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 330 now 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 5. 35. 35. 335. 37.5. 40. 340. 340. 42 and a half, 2.5, 5, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, now 5, 45, 345, save, 7, 51, 351, 1, 2, 18, now 3, 353, 4, 4, now 4, now 5, 5, 6, 357, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 358, and that'll be Troy number 1. Troy, show your weight, Andy. $320, not 2.5. $320 on the money, not 2.5. $325. $325, 30. Now 5, 40, 5, 50, 50, 355, 355, 355, 55, 55, 355, 55, 60, 60, 55, 70, 370, 75, 370, Cliffy 4. Got a steer, 340, now 5. 340, on money, 550, 5, 65, 70, 375. 375, 370, Simpson, 5. Alexander Cattle, Fort Stockton. 375, 80, money, 80, 375, 80, 85, 85, 90, 90, 5, 95, $4, $4, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 420, 5, 425, 420, now 5, 25, 420, Cliffy 4, Cliffy 4, Cliffy number 4. 2 little blacks, $4 now 5. $4 on the money, now 5, $4 now 5. $4, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 50, 50, 50, 50, 20, 420, 420, 5, 30, 5, 40, 5, 445, 440, Troy 4. 7 here, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, $4 on money 5, 10, 10, 15, 20, 425, 430, 5, 40, 5, 50, 450, 445, Troy 4. Two big ones there. 320 now 2.5. 322 now 5. 7.5. 330. 2.5. 5. 35. 335. 35. 35. 35. 35. 332 and a half. Nolan 56. 7.5. 350 now 5. 350 now 5. 350 on the money now 5. 60. 5. 70. 5. 80. 5. 85. 90. 95. 95. 95. 395. $4. 395. Capital number 35. Hold one, little one. Hold the little one. 330 now, 2.5. 330 money, 2.5. 35, 35, 37.5. 337.5. 40, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 7.5. 347.5. 53, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 350, 350, 350, 347.5. Capital 34. $4.95. $4 on the money, now $5. $4.95. $4, now $5. 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 20, 420. Now $5, 25, 30, 5, 40, 445, 445, 55, 455, 60, 60, 455, capital 45. 290, now 5, money, 5, 290, now 5, 295, 95, $3, 5, 10, 15, 15, 310, 12 and a half, 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 15, 315, 315, 17, 9, 20, 320, 25, 27 and a half, 320, 30, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 330, Nolan, 26. 7 and a half, 305, 37 and a half, 305, 37 and a half, money 7 and a half, 305, 37 and a half, 305, 37 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 305, Nolan, 56. Seven and a half, 320, not 2 and a half, 320, not 2 and a half, 5, 327 and a half, 327 and a half, 325, 327 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 30, 30, 330, not 2 and a half, 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 330, capital 31. Okay, 3 big ones. 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 15, 315, 315, 12 and a half, now $15, 15, 15, 315, 79, 379, 22 and a half, 5, but 7 and a half, 30, 330, 330, 330, 330, 327 and a half, Nolan, 56, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 350 on the money, now 5. 350, now 5, 60, 5, 70, 5, 80, 5, 90, 5, 95, 95, 390, capital number 45. 7 and a half, $3.50, now 5, 350 on 5, 60, 60, 355, 65, 370, 70, 370, 365, Troy 5. $7 and a half, $3 now, 2 and a half, $3 now, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 10, $10, 10, I do 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, 79, 79, 20, 320, 2 and a half, 325, 25, 27 and a half, 327 and a half, 30, 30, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 35, 37 and a half, 40, 2 and a half, 5, 45, 345, 342 and a half, capital 90. 7 and a half, $3.20, now 2 and a half, 320, money, 2 and a half, 320, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 25, 25, 25, 327 and a half, 30, 30, 30, 2 and a half, 32 and a half, 5, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 337 and a half, 37 and a half, 335, Troy, 21. 7 and a half, 2 big ones, 2 big ones, 2 big ones, 305, 37 and a half, on the money, 7 and a half, 10, $10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 17 and a half, 320, 20, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 25, 27 and a half, 330, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 35, 35, 7 and a half, 40, 340, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 25, 47 and a half, 50, 350, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 2 and a half, 350, Troy 1. Every time. 7.5, 350 now 5, 350 now 5, 350 on the money now 5, 355, 55, 55, 60, 360, 365, and 70, 75, 375, 80, 5, 85, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 95, 95, 95, 95, 295, 95, 395, 395, 392 and a half, capital number 92. $7.5, $3 now 20 now 5, 320 on the money now 5, 30 330 now 30 now 5, 40 5 50 5 355 355 55 55 55 350 Troy 1. 7.5, 320 now 5, 320 on money now 5, 320 now 5, 30 35 40 345 50 350 355 355 350 Troy number 1. Troy 1. Watch him, little Andy. 7.5, 340 now 5, 340 now 5, 340 now 5, 340 now 5, money 5, 340 550, 350 350 50 50 50 50 50 350 345 capital 21, capital 21. 7.7, 330 now 5, 330 money 5, 335, 35 40 5 50 5 60 360 355 360 355 capital 21. 7.5, 330 now 5, 330 one of them, Jody. Okay, sell the little heifer. $3 now 5, $3 now 5. Sell the little heifer on this side. $3 now 5. Going out right now, 305, 270, now 5, 275, 80, 275, 80, 80, 80, 80, 280, 280, 280, 275, Brian Hoffman, 7, 330, now 5, 330, now 5, 330 on money, 5, 5, 5, 330, Troy, 21. 7 here, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, money 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 3, 15, 20, 20, 20, 29, 5, 325, 7, 3, 30, 30, 30, 30, 327 and a half, Troy 1. 7 here, 330, now 2.5, 35, 37 and a half, 340, 40, 2.5, 45, 7.5, 350, 350, 2.5, 55, 55, 55, 7.5, 360, 2.5, 2.5, 360, Troy number 1. 7 here, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, and money 5, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, 5, 5, $4 Troy 3. Hey, the big one, 330, now 5, 335, big one, 30 on the money, now 5, 40, 345, 550, 355, 355, 60, 5, 70, 5, 375, 85, 85, 90, 95, 95, 95, $4, 395, capital number 92, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, money 5, $4 now 5, 405, 405, 55, $4 5, $4 Troy 11. 7 here, $4 now 5, $4 on the money now 5, 405, 405, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, $4 Troy 3.
One more hit on this deal.
Stella Herford, 250 now 2.5, 250 now 2.5, money 2.5, 250. Big one on the money, 2.5, 250 now, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 57.5, 260, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 70, 270, 2.5, 5, 75, 75, 270, 2.5, Reese 3, 7 $3 now 5, 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 $3 now 5. 270 now 5, 270 on number 5, 275, 275, 270 Brian Hoffman. Crossbred over there, I'm going to say $2 now 5, $2 now 5, $2 money 5, 10, about 2, 10, 15, 20, 225, 225, 30, 40, 245, 50, 255, 60, 265, 260 Reese number 2, 7 here, $2, 60 now 5, on the money 5, 265, 75, 80, 5, 95, $3 now 5, $3 5, $3 now 5, and 10, 15, 315, 315, 310, Nolan 29. Sell one, big one. 7 here, 180 now, 2.5, 180, 2.5, 180, but selling one big one over there, 180 now, 2.5, 180 now, 2.5, 180 now, 2.5, 180, 2.5, 160, 2.5, money 2.5, 160, 2.5, $160, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 160, Marty 4, Marty 44. 7 here, 7, 290, now 5, 295, $3, but $295 now, $3, $295, $3, but $3, $295, Nolan 26. Sell one, big one, $2.50 now 5, 255, big one on the rail there, 250 now 5, 250 now 5, 250 now 5, 255, 255, 255, 250 now 5, 250, 230 now 2.5, 30, 2.5, 230, 2.5, 230, 2.5, 230 Troy 1. 7 here, $3 now 5. On the money, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 55, 40, 345, 50, 355, 355, 355, 55, 55, 350, Capital 21. $2.20 now 2.5, 220, 2.5, 220 now 2.5, 5, 225, 20, 2.5, 7, 8, 227, 30, 230, 2.9, 2.5, 35, 37, 8, 7, 8, 40, 240, 2.9, 45, 45, 45, 45, 240, 2.5 Reese number 2. So one big heifer there, 370 now 5, 375, 75, 75, 370 now 5, 370 now 5, money 5, big heifer, 375, 75, 370 Troy 21. Two little boys. 7 here, 450 now 5, 450 on the money now 5, 450 now 5, 455, 55, 55, 55, 455, 455, 455, 555, 5, 450 Troy 2, Troy 2, Troy 2. Heifer. Okay, change it to Troy 4 coming on. Heifer's 420 now 5, 420 now 5, 420 on the money now 5, 425, 30, 430 now 5, now 40, now 5, now 50, now 5, 460, 55, 60, 460, 455 Ritter. 7 here, 7 390 now 5, 390 on money now 5, 95, 95, 390 now 5, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 390 now 5, 95, 390 Troy 4. He's having here 330 now 2.5, 35, 335, 330, 2.5, 37 half, 337 half, 40, 2.5, 340, 2.5, 45, 45, 345, 345, 342 and a half, Nolan 56. 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, money, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 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 310, Nolan 56. 56. Nolan 56. I'm sorry. It's happening here. 360 now 5. 360 now 5. Money 5. A bit of 360 now 5. 365. 555. A bit of 70. A bit of 70 now 5. 375. 75. 80. 80. A bit of 85. 85. 85. 85. 85. 85. 380. Troy 3. It's 7 and a half, 320, now 2 and a half, 320, now 2 and a half, 320, 2 and a half, money, 2 and a half, but 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 320, 2 and a half, but 2 and a half, 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 but 2 and a half, 320, Troy 1.
That snake wasn't stopped up here. Long enough until it stopped up, I think it's fine.
It's happening here, 250, now 5, 250, now 2 and a half, 5, 52 and a half, now 5, 255, 55, 55, 252 and a half, 5, 5, 255, 255, 255, 252 and a half, shoat number 8.
I mean, I just didn't let it run for 5 minutes. I read some stuff out once and
Okay, hold one if you need to, hold one if you need to. 7 and a half, 250, now 2 and a half, 252 and a 5, 55, 55, 2 and a half, 5, 257 and a half, 260, 2 and a half, 5, now 7 and a half, 72 and a 5, 7 and a half, 80, 280, 80, bitty bed, 2 and a half, 82 and a half, 82 and a half, 280, bitty bed, 2 and a half, 282 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 280, Nolan 29. There's 7 here, $2 now 2, $2 now 2 and a half, $2 now 2 and a half, 2 and a half, on the money now 2 and a half, 202 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 and a half, $2 show number 100. $2.16 now 2 and a half, 5, 262 and a half, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 2 and a half, 5, 265, 5, 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 2 and a half, now 2 and a half, now 5, 75, 75, 75, 275, 272 and a half, Nolan 27, Nolan 27. Seven here, 2 big ones, 2 big ones, 2 big ones. 7 290, now 2 and a half, 290, now 2 and a half, 2 big ones, 290, 2 and a half, 295, 295, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 292 and a half, Nolan 56. 7 here, $2 now 2 and a half, $2 now 2 and a half, money 2 and a half, 205, 205, 205, 202 and a half, 5, 205, 205, 205, 205, 205, 202 and a half, Troy 44. $7 $3 now 5, 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 $5 money 5. You do it 5, 305 10, 310 15, 315 20. 320, now 5, and a bit of 30, with a bit of 30, 330, now 30, now 35, 35, 40, with a bit of 40, 40, 335, capital 45. 2 big ones, 2 big ones there, $3 now 2 and a half, $3 now 2 and a half, $3 2 and a half. On the money, now 2 and a half, $3, 2 and a half, 3 5, 7 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17, 20, 320, 320, 320, 320, 317 and a half. Capital 94. 320 now 5. 320 now 5. 320 now 5. And the money 5 and it's 30 5. 35. 335. 35 35 40. 340 now 5 and 5 50 with a 350. 350. 345 Troy number 1. Seven right there, 370 now 5. 270 now 5. 270 now 5. 270 now 5. 270 now 5. You're buying 3 head. 270 now 5. 270 now 5. 275. Going on. 270, 255. On the money 5. 255, 55, 55, 55, 60. 265. 570. 5. 275, 80. 280. 280. 280. 280. 280. 275. Brian Hoffman. $72.70 now 5. 270 now 5. 270 now 5. 270 now 5. 255. 250 now 5. 250 now 5. 255 one head. 250 now 230 now 5. 235. 235. 235 money 5. 235. 235 40. 240. 240. 240. 235 Reese 3. Reese 3, 220 now 5. 220 now 5. 220 now 5. 220 now 5. Money 5. 30. 235 40. 245. 245. 240 now 5. 240 Wilfred Wildy.
This is Lynn Sheen from Fort McCavitt. No story.
From down at Fort McCavitt. Three, good was here, 335, 37 and a half, 337, money, 7 and a half, 40, 340, 2 and a half, 342 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 45, 47 and a half, 347 and a half, 350, 2 and a half, 350, 2 and a half, 52 and a half, 55, 5, 7 and a half, 357 and a half, 360, 360, 360, 360, 357 and a half, Simpson 60, 70, I'm sorry, Simpson 70. Simpson 70. 7 here, 370 now 5. 370 now 5. 370, 2 and a half money, 2 and a half 5. 75, 7 and a half. 380 with a 2 and a half, with a 80, 2 and a half, 80, 2 and a half 5. 85, 7 and a half. 387 and a half. 390, 2 and a half, 92 and a half, 95. 95, 97 and a half. 397 and a half, $4. $4, 2 and a half. 402 and a half. 402, 5. 405, 7 and a half. 47 and a half. 7 and a half, 10. 10, 10, 12 and a half. 412 and a half. 12 and a half, 15. With about 15, 15, 15. 412 and a half. Simpson 5, 5. 7 here, 330 now 5. 330 on the money now 5. 335. 330 now 5. 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. 335, 330. Troy number 5. 7 here, $3 now 5. $3 now money 5, 10. 35, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. $10, $10, $10, 10. 35, 310, 310. 305. Nolan 56. 7 here, $4 now 5. 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 360 now 5. 360 on the money now 5. 360 Troy. Number, give him Brian Hoffman. Brian Hoffman. So, one big one over there, one big one. 7 here, 340, now 5. 340, one big one over there, 340, now 5, 55. 360, now 5, 365. 375, 75, 80, 80, 80, 38, 38, 380. 375, capital number 35. 7 here. Two more, 390, now 5, money 5, 390, now 5, now $4, now 5, 10, 4, 10, 15, 4, 15, 15, 15, 15, minute 20, 425, 425, 30, 430, 430, 435, 435, 40, 45, 50, 455, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 450, Troy, number 4. 7 and $3, 10, 15, 310, 315, 310, 315, 10, 15, 15, money 15, 320, now 20, now 5, 5, 325, 25, 25, 320, capital number 42. Seven here, $2 now 40 now 5. 240 on the money now 5. 245, 240 now 5. 240 Troy, Marty 45. Marty 45. Every time. No, there one steer. Sell two heifers, $290 now 5. $290 now 5. Money 5. $3 now, $3 now 5 now 10, 10, 15, 20, 5, 325, 325, 30, 330, 30, 30, 30, 30, 5, 35, 35, 40 now 40 now 40 now 40, 335. Show number 8. Sell that yearling steer. Hold your ticket. $2.20 now 5. 225. Sell steer on the scale. 220 now 5. 225, 30 now 5. 235, 240 now 5. 250, 255, 65. 275 at 80, but at 285, 285, 285, 85, 285, 285, 285, 280 on the scale. Show 77. Seven, 260 now 5. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. 10. $10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, but $10, $10, 15. 220 now 5. Now 30 now 5. 235, 35, 35, 30, 40. 240 now 40. 240, 240. 235 Harris. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. Money 5, 10, 15, 20. 225, 230, 235, 235, 35, 35, 35, 35, 230 Harris. $2 now 5. $2 now 5. Money 5. But $2 now 5. 2, 5, 10, 15. 220 now 5. Now 30. 230, 225, 30, 35. 235, 45. 250. 250 now 50 now 50 now 50. 250, 250. 245 Harris. $3, 10, 12 and a half, 3, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, 15, 3, 17 and a half, 3, 79, 20, 3, 20, 20, 20, 320, 3, 79, 20, 20, 20, 3, 20, 3, 17 and a half, capital 30, cap 40, capital 40, 31, put them on 31, Andy, please. 370 now 5. 370 now 5. 370 now 5. 370 now 5. Money 5. 375. 80. 85. 85. 85. 385. 385. 380. Capital 40. Cap 30. Cap 45. Capital 45. Over there, 330, now 5, 335, 40, 40, now 40, 35, 45, 50, 355, 355, 60, 365, 65, 70, 375, 370, Cliffy 4, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 2 and a half, 302 and a half, 302 and a half, $3 2 and a half. $302 and a half, money. 302 and a half on the scales. 302 and a half, 305, 35, 35, 35, 7 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 305, capital, 94, 94 capital. $3 now 2 and a half, now 5, 302 and a half, 5, 305, 302 and a half, 5, 305, 7 and a half, 37, 8, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 315, 315, 315, 312 and a half, Nolan 26, Nolan 26. Sell the little one, $3.20 now, 2.5. 3.20 on the money, 2.5. 3.25, 25, 7.5, 30, 30, 2.5, 30, 2.5, 3.30, 3.30. Nolan 56, 280 now, 2.5, 280, 2.5, 55, 55, 87.5, 290, 2.5 now, 5, 95, 95, 295, 290, 2.5. Nolan 27. 7.5, 310, 12.5, 310, 12.5, 310, money, 12.5, 15, 15, 79, 20, 20, 2.5, 2.5, 5, 327.5, 327.5, 325, 27.5, 7.5, 7.5, 325, Troy 1. 7.5, $3 now, 2.5, 302.5, money, 2.5, 302.5, 25, 305, 37.5, 10, 10, 10, 12.5, 12.5, 15, 15, 79, 20, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 320, Troy 1. Sell over there, 7.5, black heifers, 7.5, 340, now 5, 340 on the money, now 5, 345, 345, 45, 45, 45, 45, 340, Troy, 3. So little one there, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 350, now 5, 355, 65, 75, 75, 375, 75, 75, 370, Ritter. 7.5, $2.16 now 5, 216 now 5, money 5, 70, 275, 80, 285, 85, 90, 90 now 5, 295 now $3, 5, 305, 55, $5, $3, Reese number 3. Okay, sell the little one. One little one over. Both of them. Oh, 310, 12.5, 15. 315. Two head going on 15. 3, 12.5, 15. 17.5, 20, 2.5, now 5, now 25. 325, 322.5, Nolan 56. 7 here, 290, now 2.5, now 5, 295, 7.5, $3, 2.5, 7.5, 10, $310, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, $10, 10, 307.5, Nolan 26. One big one. 7.5, 290, now 5. 290 on money, now 5. 290, one big one. 295, 290, now 5. 95, 95, 95, 95, 95. 290, Nolan number 56. Okay, hold your ticket. Sell 2. Over there, 370, now 5. 370, now 5. 5. Going on. 370, now 5. 370, now 5. 5. Money 580, 380, 80, 380, 590, 5, 395, 95, 390, Cliffy, 4 on the scale. Seven, 316, now 5. 316, now 5. And I'm going to money 5. And 316, now 5. 316, now 5. And I'm going to 70, and I'm 5. And I'm going to 80, 5. 85, 90, and I'm 5. And 95, 95, 95, $4. $4, $4, $4, $4, $4, $4. 395, Cliffy, 4. 420 now 5. 420 on the money now 5. 30 435 35 35 40 440 now 5 5 5 445 445 440 Troy number 4. It's happening at $3 now, 5, $3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 5, 335, 335, 35, 35, 35, 35, 330, Troy 1. Happening at $3.40 now, 5 out of 340. Now 5 and the money 5 out of 340 now 5 345 45 45 45 45 340 Troy number. Show your weight on 'em, Andy. Haven't had one big one, $2 now 30 now 5 230 now 5 the money 5 235 40 240 now 40 240 40 45 5 50 55 260 260 260 260 255 show number 19 show 19 and yard with the 13s. 370 now 5 370 now 5 money 5 80 85 85 90 95 and 95 $4 5 10 45 10 15 15 15 15 15 415 410 Troy 3. Seven here, $2.20, now 2.5, 220, now 2.5 on the money, 2.5, 225, 27.5, 230, 2.5, 5 and 35, 7.5, 40, 240, 2.5, 245, 45, 45, 45, 245, 245, 245, 242 and a half, Marty 11. Saddle black bull, 7, 8, 280 now 5, 280 now 5, 280 now 5, 285, 95 at $3, but about $3, $293, 5, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, $3, 5, $3, Brian Hoffman. 7 here, $3 now 5, 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 5, 5, but $3, 5, $3 now 5, money 5, $3 now 5, now 5, now 5, now 5, but $5, $3, Tom 3. Two more, 330 now 5, 330 on money now 5, at 335, 335 on to them, 335, 35, 30, 40, but at 340 now 5, 50, 355, 355, 60, 360, 360, 360, 355, capital number 90. I'll give this to Troy. Troy 21. Hey. 305, 37 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17, 19, 22 and a half, 25, 25, 325, 7 and a half, 330, 2 and a half, 5, 37 and a half, 40, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 50, 350, 59, 50, 347 and a half, Nolan 56. Seven, 370 now 5, 370 now 5, money 5, 375, 375, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 370, Troy 3. Yeah. Troy 21 on the brown. You already had capital 90 ticket and then you get another ticket and you get this. Did you get 40? Should be Nolan. Nolan? What's a bull? Black bull? Nolan 56. What's your weight? 655. 98, 98, 98, 98. It's 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, on the money, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 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 312 and a half, 312 and a half, 310, Troy won. $700, now 60, now 5. 260 on the money, now 575 and 80, 285, 285, 285, 285, 285, 285, 280. Shoat number 8. Shoat 19. Andy Shoat 19 coming on. So one big one, 320, now 2.5. 322, now 5 money, 2.5. 325, 7.5, 30, 2.5. 30, 2.5. 330, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 330, Nolan 56. 700, 350, now 5. 350, now 5. 350, now 5. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 355, money 5. Money's in, now 5. 60, 360, 55, 70, 375, 80, 85, 55, 55, 380. Cliffy 4. Cliffy 4.
Yes, 5.
$7, $3, now 5. $3, now 5, $3, now 5. $3, 5, 5, 5, 5, $3, now 5, $3, now 5. $3, 280, now 5. On the money, now 5. 90, 290, 290, now 5. 95, 95, 95, 95. 295, 290, Brian Hoffman. Red steer, $3.60, now 5. 360 on money, now 5. 70, 55, 80, 55, 85, 95, 95, $4, 5, 4, 5, 10, 10, 15, 20, 5, 425, 25, 25, 420, Troy 5. Bill Black steer, 320, now 5. 320, now money, now 5. Now 30, now 5. 40, 45, 345, 50, 55, 355, 60. 360, 60, 355. Cliffy 4. $7, 350, now 5. 350, now 5. 350 on the money, now 5. 350, now 5. 355, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 350, Troy 21. Big one, 320, now 5. One big one, 320, on money 5, 30, now 5, 335, 335, 40, 55, 55, 55, 55, 53, 53, 55, 355, 55, 55, 55, 55, 350, Troy 21. $3.60, now 5. 360, now 5, 365. 360 on the money, now 5, 75, 75. 375, 375, 80, 80, 375, Wilford Wildy. 2 Charlotte, 7.5, $3.60, now 5. On the money, now 5. 70, 70, 70, 75, 80, 380, 85, 85, 90, 90, 90, 85, 95, $4, $4, 5, $4, $4, Troy 3. 7.5, $3, now 10, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, money 12 and a half, 15, 15, 17, 20, 2 and a half, 22 and a half, 5, 327 and a half, 30, 2 and a half, 35, 335, 332 and a half, capital 43, capital 43. 7.5, what do you got? 240, 340, now 5. 340, now 5. 340, now 5. 340, 2 and a half. 340, on money 2 and a half. 42 and a half. 340, 2 and a half. 42 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half. 340, Troy 1. That one over there, 7.5, 150 now 2. $152 money, $2 two. 150 now 2. Two, we do it $2 day. 152, 52, 52. 150, Tom 1. 7 here, $3 now 5. $3 on the money now 5, $3 now 5. $3 now 5, 5. $3 Nolan 56. Oh, there went here. $2.60 now 5. $2.60 now 5. $2.60 on the money now 5. $2.65. 570. But $2.70 now 70. 75. 5. 80. But $2. 80. But $5. But $2.95. 90. But $95. 95. 95. $2.95. $2.95. $2.90. Capital number 41. 7 over there, $3.40 now 5, $3.40 on money 5 at $3.45, $3.45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45. Over there, $3.40 Troy 21. 7 at $2.90 now 5, 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 95 at money 5 at $2.90, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, $2.90 capital 41. Seven here, $3.50 now 5, $3.50 on the money now 5, 55, 55, 60, 365, 370, 5, 75, 80, 55, 385, 90, 95, 95, $4, $5, 405, $4 Troy 5, $4 Troy 5. 7 here, $3.30 now 5, $3.30 now 5 at $3.30 now 5. On the money now 5 at $3.30 now 5, $3.35, 40, 40 now 40 now 40 now 40 now 5, $3.45, 5, 50, 55, $3.55, $3.55, $3.55, $3.50 capital 17. Sell choice right here. Pick what you like. $4.50 now 5. $4.50 now 5. $4.50 now 5. Pick 1, 2, or 3. $4.50 now 5. $4 now 5. $4 now 5. $4 on the money now 5. $4 now 5. $4 now 5. 5, 10. 410. 410. 15. 15. 20. 420. 420. 420. 420. 415 Ritter. Choice again. 7 here. $3.60 now 5. $3.60 on the money now 5. $3.65. 70. $3.70 now 70. 70. 70. 70. 70. Got Wilford. 70. $3.70. 5. $3.75. 80. 80. $3.80. $3.75 Wilford Wildy. He wants them both. Selling here, $4.50 now 5. $4.50 now 5. $4.50 now 5. Money 5. $4.55. $4.55. $4.55. $4.55. $4.55. $4.55. $4.50 Troy 4. Seven here, $3.70 now 5. $3.70 now money now 5. $75. $3.75. 80. $85. $90. $90 now 5. $95. $95. $3.95. $95. $95. $3.90 Troy number 3. 7 here, $4 now 5. $4 on the money now 5. $4 now 5. 10. 10. 15. 15. 15. 4, 15. 15. 15. 15. 15. 15. 15. 15. 410 Troy 11. Two little one, two little one, two little ones there. $3.80 now 5. $3.80 now 5. $3.80 on the money now 5. $90, $95, $95, $95, $3.95, $3.95, $95, $95, $95, $95, and then you do it now. $4, $5, $4, $5, $4, $10, 15, 15, 15, 20, $4.25, $25, $30, $4.30, $4.30, $4.25 Cliffy 4. Some more there, $3, now 10, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, 310, money 12 and a half, 15, 15, 17, 20, 3, 20, 20, 3. Sell a big black steer. 370, now 5. 370 on the money, now 5. 5, 80. 385, 390, 95, 95, $4.05, $4.05, $4.05, 5, 5, $4. Troy, 5. Little black. 380, now 5. 380 on, 95, 95, now $4, now 5. 4, 5, 10, 15, 15, 20, 5, 425, 30, 5, 430, 535, 35, 435, 430, capital 45. Okay, got to be a 639 Mexico origin. 270, now 5. On the money, 5. 80, 285, 290, 95. Now $3, $3, $3, $2.95, $3, $3, $3, $3, $3. Now 5, 10, 15, 20, 315. Marty, 639. Yard him with the. Where's the 45? Marty, 639. 7 here, 390, now 5. 395, 95, Marty, 95, now 95, 95, $4, $4.05, $4 now 5. $4 now 5, $4. Troy, 4. Sell a heifer, 7, 3, 10, 15, 3, 10, 15, 3, 10, on the money, $15, 3, 10, 3, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 3, 10, Troy, number 1. 7 here, $3 now 5, 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 money 5, 10, 3, 10, $10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 3, 15, 3, 15, 3, 15, 3, 10, capital, number 17. 7 here, 290, now 5. On the money, 5, 290, now 5. 290, now 5. 295, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 290, 5, 5, 5, 5. 290, Nolan 20, Nolan 26, Nolan 26. Every kind, 70, 270, now 2.5. 270, 2.5, money, 2.5, 270, 2.5, 270, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. 270, Troy 1. Sorry, Glenn, I thought you big. 7 here, $2 now, 210, 12 and a half, 210, 12 and a half, 210, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 50, 50, 215, 215, 17 and a half, 217 and a half, now 20, 222 and a half, 2 and a half, 25, 27 and a half, 227 and a half, 30, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 40, 242 and a half, 2 and a half, 25, 47 and a half, 50, 250, 252 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 252 and a half, show 100. $2.80 now 2.5, 282 to 5, 85, 85, 282 and a half, 285, 282 and a half, 5, 85, 7 and a half, 287 and a half, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 290, 90, 287 and a half, Nolan 29. Sell a big one, $2.16 now 5, $2.16 now 5, $2.16 now 5, $2.60 on the money now 5, $2.65, $2.60, that'll be Troy 1, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 now 5, $3 5, 5, 10, $310, 3510, 35, 310, 310, 310, 35, Troy, number 21. $170 now on. $170 bond, able to $1, able to $1, two, $2, $4. 176, 176, 78, 80, 188, 2, 824, 824, 688, 188, 86, 88, 88, 88, 186, shoot 99, shoot 99, 130 now on, able to $1, money 131, 130 now on, able to $1, 130, and that'll be Marty 25. Sale three blacks. Seven here, 270 now, 2.5. 270 now, 25, 75, 2.5, 275, 7.5, 80, 2.5, 85, 285, 285, 285, 285, 285, 285, 282 and a half, show number 8. $72 now, $5, $2 money, $5, $2, $5, 10, 210, 15, 20, 5, 30, 45, 40, 45, 250 now, 5, now 60 now, 5, now 70, 270, 270, 270, 270, 265, show number 8. 7, one big one, 220 now 5, 220 now 2.5, 220, 2.5, 220, 2.5, money 2.5, 5, 25, 27.5, 230, 230, 2.5, 37.5, 237.8, 237.5, 235, show 100. 70, 280 now 2.5, 280, 2.5, 280, but the bed 2.5, 280, 2.5, 280, 2.5, 280, money 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 280, 2.5, 280, Nolan. Hey, look 'em over here. Look, boys have been weaned 2 months and they've had Provac and Microvac and Blackleg. Boys, they've had their shots, all their shots. Weaned 2 months. 305, 37.5, 305, 37.5, 10. $310, 10, 10, 10, 10, but about $10, 10, 12.5, 12.5, 15, 15, 15, 17, 20, but 322.5, 25, 27.5, 30, but 30, 330, 330, but 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 332.5, 332, 1, 2, 332, 331, 2, 2, 2, but $2, 331, Troy 1, 331, Troy 1, 310, 12 and a half, 310, 12 and a half, money 12 and a half, 312 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, 20, 2 and a half, but do 5, 27 and a half, 327 and a half, 325, 6, $6, but 6, 325, Troy 1. Seven here, 305, 37.5, 305, 37.5, 305, money 7.5, 307 and a half, 7.5, 7.5, 305, 37.5, 305, 37.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 305, Troy, number 1. Two little ones there. 310, 12 and a half. 310, 312 and a half. 15, 315, 79, 379, 17 and a half. 20, 320, 2 and a half. 322, 5, 25, 27 and a half. 330, 2 and a half. 35, 37 and a half. 40, 340, 340, 337 and a half. Capital number 43. Seven here, 270, now 2.5, 270, 25, 7.5, 80, 2.5, 85, 87 and a half, 290, 290, 87 and a half, 290, 290, 290, 290, 287 and a half, capital 41. 7 half, 330, now 5. 330, now 5. 330, now 5. 335. 330, now 5. Money, 5. 40, 45. 345, 50, 50, 50, 353, 53, 53, 50. 345, capital 90. 7 there, 7 half, 360, now 5. 360 on the money, now 5. 70, 55, 80, 55, 90, 55. $4, now 5, 10, 10. 405, Cliffy, 4. 7 here, $4, now 5. $4, now 5, $4, now 5. $4, now 5, money, 5, $4, now 5, 5, 5, 10. 410, 15, 420, 425, 430, 5, 40, 5, 455, 455, 450, Troy, 4. Look at her, she is light bread. 7 half, 180, now 2, 180, but $18 2. Wire to you, 182, money 2, 180, 182, over here. 182, 24, 824, 846, 86, 88, 190, but 90, 90, 190, 190, 190, 190, 190, 188, and Troy 7. 7 hand, 180, now 2, 180, but $18 2. Got a 4 on her, 1824, 182, 4, 846, 88, 92, but a 4, but a 94, 96, 98, 198, $2, 2, 202, 202, 204, 204, 204, 204, 204, 204, 202, show 19. Okay, sell the one that's 4 months bred. 1,900 by the head, now $2,000. 19, she got a 4 on her. 1,900, now $2,000 on the money. Now 2,000, 1,900, now 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, $2,000 divided by 2,000, 2,000, 1,900. Troy, number 16. Troy 16. Tested open, 220, now 2.5. 220, 2.5, 5, 7.5. 230, now 2.5, now 5, now 35. 230, now 5, 35, 35, 35, 35. 235, 7.5, 237, 8.5, 235. Reese number 2, Reese 2. $2, now 2.5. $2, now 2.5. $2, now 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. On the money, now 2.5. 202 and a half. 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 $2 and a beat Troy. Number 8. Yard them with the 7. 7 and 8 together. Seven, hey, wire 150 now 1. $151.1. Able to 1 2. Added $1 to $8 2. She is bred. Got 7 on her. 151 2, 3, 4, 5, 55, 56, $155, $56, 55, $56, 6, 155. Show 13. Program cow 5 months bred. Heaven hair with the wire, $135, $36. $135, $36. $135 on the money, $6. $135, 6, 7. $136, 7. $137, 7. Not a bit of 7, not a 7, not a 7, not a 7, not a 7. $136, Tom 1. All right, he's been tested. He's sound. 170 now, $2 $170 $2 172 $170 on the money now, $2 $170 170 show number 200.
Charles Childress from Lano.
Okay, show number 200. $2 now, $2 202 money, $2 4 204 206 268 with a bit of 10 with a bit of 12 with a bit of 14 with a bit of 16 216 with a bit of 16 214 Reese number 2. Have here 170 now, $2 money, 2 172 $170 $172 170 Marty 45. Look at there, cow's bred 4 months. Where? 130 now 1. Got a 4 on her. 130 now 1. 130 he but 1. He but 1 1 1 130 now 1. He but 1 1 he but 1 money 1 31 31 31 131 130 Marty number 13.
Hagglestein.
What's your 4 and 5 month spread? 21 by the head, now 22, 21, 22, now 3, 23, 4, 24, 25, 24 now 5, 24 and a half, 2400 and a half now 5, 25 and a half, 25 and a half, 2600, 26 and a half, 26 and a half, 27, 27 and a half, 28, 28 and a half, 28 and a half, 2800 and a half, now half of it, 28 and a half, 9, 2900, 9 and a half, 9 now 3,000, 3,050, 3,000 now 50, 3,000 now 50, now 50, now 50, now 50, now 50, $3,000, Justin Smith. By the head here. 1,300 by the head. Now 1,400. 13, 1,400. 13 on money. 14, 14, 15. Both the out. 16, 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19. 18, 19, 2,000, 21. 21, 2,100. 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, 2,100. $2,000. Show 19. 7 here, $4 now 5, $4 now 5, money 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 440 now 5, now 445, 450, 50, 50, 455, 460 now 5, now 70 now 5, 80, 5, 90, 495, 495, $5, $5, $5, 5, 505, 505, $5 now 5, 5, 5, $5, 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 5, 15, 20, 5, 25. 530, 530, now 5, 530, 540, 545, 550, 555, 56, 555, 550, Tom 3. Tested open, 133, 4, 133, now 4, 133, money 4, 5, 35, 6, 137, 138, 38, 38, $9, $9, 40, 141, 140, Marty 25. Black cows open. 7 hand, 130 now 1, 130 Hebrew 1, Hebrew 1, 1, Hebrew 1, 130 now 1, 130 now 1, on the money now 1, Hebrew 1, 2, 32, 33, 34, 34, 35, 35, 7, 37, 38, 139, 40, 140, show number 8. 7 half, $1 now 1, $1 now 1, $100 money 1, $2, $2, $4, 4, 6, 108, 108, 10, 110, 10, 10, 10, 8, 10, $10, 108, Tom 1. Sell the black cowlets. What you got? 1,600 by the head, got a 5 on her. 1,600 by the head, 17, 18, 18, 18, 19, 19, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, 1,900, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,900, Justin Smith. 7 and a half. 175, 77. 175, 177, $9. $9, 79, 79, 81, 83, 85, 85, 85, 185, 87, 187, 9, 89, 91, 91, 91, 191, 191, 91, 3, 93, 5, 95, 95, 97, 97, 199, 99, 99, 99, 9, 197, race number 3. All right, weigh the bull calf. $5 now 5. $5 now 5. $5 5. 10, 15, 15, 20 now 5. Now 30 now 5. Now 40 now 5. 555. 565. 65. 560 now 5. 70. 575. 80. 85. 585. 85. 85. 85. 580. Tom 3. Weigh the cow. 133, 4. 133, now 4. 133, now 4. 4. Money, 4. 133, now 4. $4, $4, $4, 4. 134, 5. 135, 135. 134, Tom 1. $2, now 2. They are 4 months red. $2 now 2. $2 now 2. $2 now 2. $2 now 2. Weigh them. 4, 6, 206, 8. 2, 8, 10, 2, 10, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2, 12, 14, 2, 14, 16, 2, 16, 2, 16, 2, 14, fry, number 13, fry 14, fry 14. One or both. 7 and a half. 160 now 1. $160 1. $1. $1. Mighty 1. 161. Your choice. 61 2, 62 4, 64 6, $8, $8, $8, 70, 70, 170, 170, 170, 170, 168, fry number 14. You want them both? He wants them both. What's that? 139 1, 31, 1, money 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35, 36 out of 7, not a bit of 7 out of 7, $8, $8, $8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 40, 141, $140 Lone Star, 220, now 2.5, 220 on the money, 2.5, 225, 7.5, 227.5, 225, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 225, Brian Hoffman. 7 here, 360 now 5. 360 on the money, 5, 70, 5, 80, 5, 385, 85, 90, 95, 95, 395, $4, $4, $4, $4, 5, 10, 10, 15, 415, 415, 415, 20, 420, 420, 415, capital number 40, 35. 2 reds, 3, 10, 15, 13, 15, on the money, 15, 310, 315, 15, 15, 10, 15, 310, 15, 15, 15, 310, Troy, 1. Saddle Black, $3, now 2.5, $3, now 2.5, $3, now 2.5, 302.5, 302.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, $3, now 2.5, right here, 302.5. 280, 2.5, 2825, 7.5, 90, 2.5, 2925, 95, 95, 95, 95, 290, 2.5, capital 94. Weigh her 140 now 1. 140 here, but 1, 1, 1, 2, 41 2, 141 2, 41 2, $141 fry 14. All right, sell the family. 800, that's for both of them. 800, 950 on money 50. 850, now 900, 950, now 1,000, now 15, now 1100, now 50, 1150, 1200, now half, 12 and a half, 1200 now half, 1200 now 50, now 50, now 50, now 50, 1250. Sold them $1,200. SPS. Thank you, sir. SPS. Set here, 150 now one, $158 bond, 151 2, 4, 54 6, 158, 162, 4, 6, $68 70, 2, 4, 74 6, $78 82, 4, 86, 88, 92, 4, 94 96, 198, 98 $2, 2, 202 204 204 6 8, 2 8 10 12 14 16 18 22. 224 6, 226, 224 show number 8, 7 here. 310 now 15, 310 now 15, on the mighty 15, 310, 15, number $10, 15, 15, 15, 15, 315, 310, 315, 315, 310, Troy 1. 7 head, $2, 230, 320 now 5, 320 now 5, 320 now 5, 320 now 5, 320, 2.5, 320 on the money now 2.5, 320, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 320, Troy 3. Where's her bread? Sell 2 solid black cows. 125, there's 4 and 5 months spread. 125, 126. 125, $126. 125, 26, 2 cows. 125, $26, 6 out of it, 25, now 6. 125, now 6. 115, 16. 115, 16, they're bred. 115, 16, 17. 117. 117 down on top. 17, 17, 17. 116, show number 88. A little crippled up. 110, 11. 110, 11. Where? 110, 111. 110, 111. 110, 111. 110. Producers 49-200. Broke mouth cow. Heaven had 128 9. 128 on 99. $9, 28, bitty bed 9. 128 9. 999. No bitty bed 9, 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 bitty bed 9. 128. And that'll be Mart. Troy 16, 15. Troy 15. Yarder with the 16. Troy 15. That one cow got a 7 on her. 7 there. Where? 115, 116. On the money, $16. 115, 16. 16, 16. 115, 16, 16. 17, 18. 18, 19, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 26, $26. 25, 26. 127. 128, 128, 9, 129, 30, 130, now 130, 129, Troy, number 15. $60 now one. $60 now one. Able to one, that one, that one. Able to one. 60 now one. $60 now. Where? $60 now one. Two or more tested open. 170, $19, 170 on money, 246, 78, 80, bit of 2.5, 5, bit of 7.5, 90, bit of 192 and a 5, 197 and a half, $2, 2.5, 5, bit of 205, 27 and 10, 210, 12 and a half, bit of 12 and a half, 212 and a half, 15, 217 and a half, 217, 20, bit of 220, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, bit of 25, 7 and a half, 230, 2 and a half, bit of 5, bit of 37 and a half, 40, bit of 242 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 247 and a half, 247 and a half, 245, Marty 11. Okay, sell one over there. 170, not two. 170, $2. Going on. 170 on the money, 2, 4, 74, 172, 4, 74, 76, $76, 178, 78, 78, 78, 80, 182, 82, 84, 84, 86, 86, 88, 90, 91, 2, 94, 94, 96, 96, 98, 98, $2, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 208, 10, 10, 12, 14, 16, 16, 18, 220, 220, show number 8 on the scales. Yeah, that 245 one. Marty 11. Marty's coming on. Okay, young and bred here. 22 and a half by the head, now 3. You want some good ones? Here we go. 22 and a half, now 3. 22 and a half, money's down 3, but 22 and a half, now 3. 2,300, 2 and a half, 3 high. 23 and a half, 20, 300 and a half. 23 and a half, but a 4, but 2,400 and a half. 24 and a half, 5, 5 and a half. 25 and a half, 25 and a half. 2,500 and a half, but a 25 and a half. 25 and a half, 25 and a half, 25 and a half. 2,500, show number 19. She is open. Seven hand, way her. 140 now 140. Keep it 1. Money 1. 140 now 1 2. 3. 4 5 6 6 7 7 7 48. 49. 149. 150. 150. 51. 51. 51. 2 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 4 54 5 5 6 7 8 159 60 4 162. Show number 99. 7 here. 95, $96. 95, $96. 95, $96. 6 out of it. 95, 6 out of it. 6 95, 96. 95, $96. 6 out of it. 85, 6. 85, 6, 7. 88, 89. 88, 9. 89, 99, 99, 9. 88, Javier, 27. 7 here. $1 now 1. $100 now 1. On the money, 1, 2, 102, 104, 106. $106. 104, 6. 104, 106. 104, 6. $6, $6, 6. 104, Tom 1. All right, sell the family. $5,900. $5,900. $5,900. $900. $5,900. On the money, $900. $900. $900. $900 now. $900. $900. $900. $900 now. 50. $950. $950,000. $1,000. $1,000. Tommy out too. $1,000. Not $1,000. $950 SPS. Seven here, 220 now 5, 222 and a half, 220 now 2 and a half, 220 now 2 and a half, 220 2 and a half, 220 2 and a half, 220 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 225 7 and a half, 30, 232 and a half, 32 and a half, 5, 35 7 and a half, 40, 2 and a half, 5, 45, 245, 45, 45, 242 and a half, show 100. Okay, got down, coming in. 40, now 5. Just 40, now 5. 45, money 5. 40, now 5. 45. SPS, you do it. 45. Turn him one time if you can. 45. 40, now 5. 45. 45. 40, Javier. Number 11. Over there, 170 now 5. 170 now 5. $170 now 5. 170 now 5. 5. 155. 155. 155 money 5. 155 55 55 55. 150 Tom 1. 130 now 5. 130 on the money now 5. 40. 145. 145. 145, 550, 150 now 5, 165, 165, 160, Tom 3. Okay, maybe a little straight-legged there. 1057, 105, 107. On the money 7, 1057, 105, 79, 109, 111, 111, 109, 111, 111, 111, 111, 111, 111, 111, 109, Marty 44. 7.5, $80 now 1, $80 now 1, $80 now money 1, $80 now 1, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 2, 81, 2, $2, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 81, Javier 27, Javier 27.
Yep, thank Houston got it.
My boys had shots, Ben Wayne. $7.5, $3 now, $2.5, $3, $2.5, $7.5, 10, 10, 10, 12, 12, 15, 15, 17.5, 20, 2.5, 20, 2.5, 327.5, 327.5, 30, 330, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 330, 327.5, capital 94. $7.5, $360 now 5, $360 now 5, money 5, $365, $70, $75, $375, $80, $5, $90, $90, $5, $95, $95, $95, $95, $95, $95, $390, capital number 92.
No dairy tax.
$7, 160 now $2, $160, $160 on the money now $2, $162, $4, 64.6, now 8, now 70, now 2, 74, 76, 78, 80, 2, 182, 84, 84.6, 86, 88, 88, 90, 92, 4, 194, 96, 96, 98, 98, $2, $198, Reese number 3. 2, Reese 2, 7 here, right here, 2 more, 180 now 2, 180 on the money, $2, 82, 6, 86, 88, 90, 190, 192, 4, 94, 92, 4, 94, 94, 96, 98, 198, now $2, 202, 204, 204, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 220, 220, 220, 218, Reese number 2. All right, hold your tick, sell one over there. 150 now 2, $150 2, $150 2, 150 now 2, 152 going on, 152, 42, $142 2, 142, 142, 140 now $2, $2, 140, 32, 132, 132, 132, one on the scales. 130, Tom number 3. On the scales, that's Tom 3.
Oh, really?
140, not two. $142, two. 140 on the money, not two. $140, $2, $2, $2, $2, $140, $140. Marty, 639 dash one or 638. Marty, 638. Okay, they have been waiting 40 days. Both times, 305, 7 half, 10, 3 7 half, $10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, about 310, 310, 10, 10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, 10, 307 half, Nolan 56. All right, boys. 16 of them came in this morning. They have been waiting 2 weeks. Had an 8-way shot. 7 half, 325, 7 half. Money, 7 half, 325, 7 half, 30, 330, but a bit of 2 and a half, but a bit of 2 and a half, 2 and a half. 330, 2 and a half, but a 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half. 330, but a bit 2 and a half, but a bit of 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half. 330, Simpson 36. Boys from Del Rio, pretty nice set here. So two head. 7 half, 380, now 5. 380 on the money, 590, but a 5, but a 95, 95, $4, 5. 405, 10, but a 15, but a 15, 20, but a 5. 425, 30, but a 30, 30, 30, 30, 430. 425, Simpson 55. $3, 40, now 5. 340 on the money, 550, but a 55. 355, 360, but a 2 and a half, but a 2 and a half, 5, but a 5. 365, 555, but a 5. 362 and a half. Simpson 55, Simpson 36, Simpson 36. Hold the red if you need to. 7 half, 320, now 2 and a half. 320, now 2 and a half. 322 and a half, on the money, 2 and a half. 320, 2 and a half. 325, 325, 2 and a half, 5. 325, 25, 7 and a half. 327 and a half. 327 and a half. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 32 and a half. 32 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, 35, 35, 33, 4. 334, 5, 5, 6. 336, 335, 6. 336, 6. 335, Troy 1. 7 half, $3 now 2 and a half. $3 now 2 and a half. Money 2 and a half. 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 10, 10. 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 3, 10, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 3, 12 and a half, 3, 12 and a half, 310, capital 41, capital 41. 7 here, 320, now 5. 320, now 5. Money, 5, 30, 330, now 5, now 40. 340, 5, 50, 350, 5, 355, 355, 5, 350, capped on 90. All right, I guess that's it. That's all. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the minutes. Thank you for being here.
12 o'clock.
Stay warm as you can and this weekend, and see you next week.